Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Chris here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the recent news. Andy Murray will be retiring this year, potentially after Wimbledon. You guys have probably no doubt heard about this. I know it's been pretty much all over the social media and whatnot that Andy has decided to end his career. I think it's probably for the best, to be honest, because he's had a really great, career. I mean, he's won 3 Grand Slams, 2 Olympic gold medals, a World Tour finals. He's been ranked #1 in the world. He's done tremendous things in all kinds of the smaller tournaments, Masters, 1000s, and he's beaten, all of his biggest rivals. I think, given what he had for his game, he really did a outstanding job of maximizing his true potential as a tennis player. And he was always a guy that I really enjoyed watching because he had a lot of different variety, and there was a lot going on in Andy's game. I first came across Andy when he was an up-and-coming player back in the, I think it was like 2005, maybe when he played Federer in Thailand was when I first heard about him. And then I saw him the year after that when he played Roddick at Wimbledon, and he beat Roddick, actually. It was a huge upset match, and I kind of became like a little bit of a fan of his after that because I really just was so impressed by how he could take down a power hitter like Roddick in a tournament like that. And then a couple years later, he's in the U.S. Open Finals. He plays Federer, and of course, he's not going to take Roger down in his very first Grand Slam final, especially given how well Roger was playing back then, and even to this day, he still plays. So he loses that final, and then he faces him again, a couple years later at the Australian Open, and he also loses that one. So there was a period of time kind of early on in his career where people were thinking, when's Andy going to win his first Grand Slam, and even is he going to win a Grand Slam, given how good Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer were. And he was kind of considered to be like that fourth wheel of the big four for a while. But then in 2012, he has his breakthrough moment. He loses Wimbledon, the finals, and I think it was about a month later, he comes back and he beats Federer there at the Olympics and wins his gold medal there. And then the month after that, he wins the U.S. Open, where he takes down Djokovic. I think it was 5 sets. And really from there, his career just took off because he won Wimbledon, the year after that. And then he had some physical issues in 2014 with his back, so it kind of slowed down a little bit. 2015 was a solid year for him. He was kind of having to work his way back during the beginning parts of that year. And then in 2016, he wins Wimbledon again, reaches 3 Grand Slam finals, and wins the Olympics and then the World Tour finals. So he really put an extremely impressive, cherry on his cake at the end of his career. And I know in the last couple of years he's been in a lot of pain. So I am actually happy to hear that he's retiring, because I would hate to see him play for a couple more years and just be losing the guys in the first and second rounds of slams that he could have easily beaten 3 and 4 years ago. I don't think that would be good for him, for his legacy as a tennis player, and I know it wouldn't give him any satisfaction to continue on like that. He's definitely done a lot for the game, and I'm really happy, honestly, to hear that he's moving on, just because I would hate to see him kind of have to, become stagnant as a player. Last thing I wanted to mention before we end this is his draw at the Australian Open. He's going to be facing Roberto Bautista Agut in the first round, and this guy is going to be a really tough opponent for Andy because he hits the ball flat and he makes the opponent play a ton of balls against him. So on a hard court surface, which is going to be a little bit harder on Andy's body, it's really going to test him to see if he's able to hang with a guy like this. And Andy's going to have to find a way to put the ball away against this guy. If he gets into a 4-set match or a 5-set match, I definitely like Agut's chances against Andy. but again, the court is playing a little bit faster these days, and against a player that maybe hits flatter, that does present the opportunity for Andy to work his way forward to the net to end points. That's not necessarily Andy's preferred game style, but it is something he can adapt to if he needs to. I think it's a winnable match, but I think it's a very, very difficult one. So we'll have to see how he does. But anyway, guys, I would love to hear your thoughts on Andy's retirement. Definitely sad news, but he was a great player, and I do want to take this moment to celebrate his career. Let me know what you guys think about it, and thanks again for watching. I will see you at the next one.